Hey there. Start here. Are you guys as hyped as I am? If you have, I don't know, been living in a hole or a rock and have not seen the news yet, we are getting a new NV Plus version of Best Bunny Girl Esther, and even better, she is completely free. At least up to EX2. So we got the August Crest Pass FFBE, and as you can see, Blade Breaker Esther is the free Crest Pass unit for this month. NV Plus Awakenable. Awesome. I am like, oh my God, I'm super hyped, super excited. Those of you that know me, you know I am a huge Esther simp. I will freely admit it. It is no secret. I love Esther. We'll do anything for Best Bunny Girl. So I am just super psyched about this. And she is free up to EX2. So thankfully they didn't take the same, free unit strategy they tried with other ones like Jill and Pinello and all of those, where they just get you to, EX1 and then you got to stick them in the shard dungeon forever to get them to EX2 or pay a, crap ton of money. Here, we're getting Blade Breaker Esther. Just by doing, your August Crest Pass rewards, you get Blade Breaker Esther. You get 50 frags, so that's EX1, and then another 100 frags, that's EX2. Now, if you do want EX3, they are, unfortunately, it does look like you are going to have to pay if you want EX3. So if you pay for the Crest Pass, which I think is usually like $12 American or something like that, then you get another 150. If you want EX3, then yes, you do have to buy a bundle shard, I believe, unless they decide to give out her VIP coins or something like that. But then that would be silly to also try and sell the shard. I think they're definitely trying to make some money off of us here before the game ends. And yes, guys, the game is ending. There is no question about it. Like when I tell you about Esther and like what she can do, it's very clear that Gumi is just giving her away as a going away present so that we can all just clean up all the trials and everything, because this unit is stonks. Like, she is just unbelievable. Now she is a physical attacker, but man, she's got everything in her kit. Like, literally, she literally has everything in her kit. She does have tanking abilities. We'll talk a little bit about that later. None of that is listed here in the news, but they did do a separate post on Twitter, which I will link in the comments below, that has more details on her kit, and I'll sort of explain some of those things as we go along here. She is an SLB unit. I would have much rather her been an overdrive unit, so that we didn't have to worry about EX levels with timing SLBs and all that jazz. It's already going to be a bit of a pain because not everybody's going to pay money to get her to EX3. So most people are probably going to have her at EX2. Me, myself, I'm definitely going to, at the very least, buy the Crest Pass for the extra 150 shards, and then I might just stick her in the dungeon. It depends on how much the extra 50 shard bundle costs. If it's only like $6 or $7, I might do it, I love Esther, and no shame to anyone that gets an EX3 Esther on day one. There will be no shame from me, because depending on the cost of the 50 shard bundle, I might have an EX3 Esther on day one. I'm just saying, I love her that much. And, in my opinion, it's a bit of a parting gift to Gumi for providing us 8 years of entertainment and for giving me my favorite unit right here. But I love that she's free at EX2, because everybody, in my opinion, everybody deserves an Esther. Like, everyone should be blessed with the goddess that is Esther. All right. So Gumi is finally proving once and for all right, without a doubt, that Esther is bester with this deal. Loving it. But anyway, she is an SLB unit. All right, her SLB does a full stat buff to herself, does a great sword and peril. My guess is it's going to be a 50%, because that is sort of the top of the line these days. And we don't actually have a 50% great sword and peril in the game yet. It is about time we have one. I think Cloud was supposed to bring it, but they skipped Cloud. But they're giving us Esther, which, Esther is bester, so who cares about Cloud? So it'll be a 50% great sword and peril. That's my guess. The full buff, probably 400% full buff, but who knows? Might be even more, because when I start telling you about some of the things this girl's got in her kit, it wouldn't surprise me if it's like a 500 or 600% full buff. Like they're going so over the top with her, and of course, just like her NV form, her LB does recharge some abilities. We're going to talk about that. She has a lot of rechargeable abilities, and some of these rechargeables are like stupidly broken. It's just incredible. Her vision card is kind of like, whatever. It is 150 base to all stats, which is kind of nice. I do wish it had some HP on it, or I wish they had just gone ahead and done a 170 all stat base. So the card is kind of, I don't know. It depends on who you're using it on. It would probably be good on someone like, it'd probably be good on someone like Wilhelm, if you want him to be your dedicated tank. The art, however, is fire. Love it. Love the art on the vision card. The sprite, I'm not sold on. I'm not sold on the sprite, I got to be honest. It's not her best sprite, but the vision card art, man, chef's kiss. Love it. Beautiful. All right. She does have, being a Neovision Plus unit, she does have an EX ability materia at the end, and it is, 500 flat all stats, no restrictions. This can go on any NV Plus unit that you have. So hey, Tifa finally has an EX ability, guys. So your NV Plus Tifa that you awakened back when she was awakenable, you can finally put something on her. Isn't this great? Of course, we're not going to use it on Tifa, but yeah, it's a fantastic materia, 500 to all stats. That is just amazing. Love it. Love it. Now, not everyone's going to have it because, like I said, you do have to pay to get her to EX3 unless you want to stick her in the Shard Dungeon for forever. But guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't pay any money, and you just do the free EX2 and you say, I'm going to stick her in the Shard Dungeon, you're not getting her to EX3 before this game ends. And we're gonna talk about the end date for the game in this video, because it is definitely posted in the news. They've made it quite obvious that the game is on, singing the swan song. All right. So Esther is the perfect bookend to Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Global version. Her STMR is a great sword. It has 250 attack, 1,000 static attack to herself, and 100% killers to human, demon, fairy, and reapers. Those killers are going to be important for the new event that we're getting, which I'll talk a little bit more about later. If you have the Dark Vision's Greatsword, however, the Dark Vision's Greatsword will be better than her own STMR due to the higher variance on the Dark Vision's Greatsword. But if you don't have the Dark Matter and you can't get the Dark Vision's Greatsword, this is a fantastic Greatsword. This does actually technically have higher total attack for Esther than the Dark Vision's Greatsword, but that variance increase on the Dark Vision's Greatsword, unless they decide to give Esther's Greatsword the increased variance, which I doubt they will, but if they do, then yeah, obviously Esther wants her own STMR. But you're probably going to prefer the Dark Vision's Greatsword on Esther. All right, unless you have another Greatsword user in the party, like if you're bringing Tyvis on the party, you could give the Dark Vision's Greatsword to Tyvis, and Esther has her own Greatsword, something like that, right? And then her TMR, Power of the Precursor, it's just a nice attack and defense passive with some killers, again, to human, demon, fairy, reaper. Those are going to be important later, and then 100% TDH. So it's actually a very nice TMR. So, it's not like you need her STMR. You just pop her TMR in there and Dark Vision's Greatsword, and I think she's going to be just fine. Her leader skill is a 1250 attack and mag to lightning, Clash of Wills lightning, Clash of Wills support, and so and she does have the extra boost for morale battles, which we are getting a morale battle, which I'll talk about in a second. And it's a fine leader skill. There are lots of good units out there that have the lightning tag or the CW support. So this works on Fundamental Force, works on Eithne, works on Tyvis, works on the new Rain, works on Wilhelm, works on Zahn, and that's really all you need these days. To be honest with you, if you've got Fundamental Force, Wilhelm, Zahn, you are basically good to go, and then you bring Esther in here, and you're literally annihilating all content. Her featured EX ability is Limitless Surge Plus. That is a 600% LB buff, which is, better than the standard 500 that other units get. That's why it has the parentheses there for Blade Breaker Esther, because hers is higher. It is a 600% LB buff, and that is listed in the post on Twitter. That's how I know that. And it is rechargeable. So this is one of her rechargeable, so she can recharge her 600% LB buff. All right, so it's recharged with her LB. So basically, Esther does what Esther does a setup turn, does her LB. Does a setup turn because she recharges all these abilities, does another LB. And she just keeps going back and forth. I love that they've kept that consistency with Esther's rotation, where she just does setup, burst, and just consistent damage. I love it. Her featured ability, Rainbow Storm. So you look at it and immediately you're like, whoa, that's an AoE all element amp for the party. This is fantastic. It's probably like 100%, right? No, that is a 200% all element amp to the party. And it's rechargeable. What? You got I'm like, what? This unit is so broken, guys. It's amazing. And the fact that she's free is just fantastic. Everyone's just gonna be like annihilating everything with this girl. I absolutely love it. And again, I know it's a 200% amp because of the Twitter post that has the extra added information. Like I said, I will link that in the comments below. Lightspeed Blitz. That is a 2-turn, basically a haste ability, kind of like what Melissa has on her SLB. This has 3 uses, not rechargeable, but that's okay. It's basically just there to reduce cooldowns for one ally. I could definitely see using this on Zahn to basically make sure that his projected mirror has near full uptime. The reason why Zahn is going to love Esther, because she has some other things that are not listed in here that I want to talk to you about. She has a 300% Omni Killer buff. 300% Omni Killer buff. It's a one-use Magnus, all right? So it's not going to be useful in like wave battles and things like that necessarily, but 300% Omni Killer buff. Zahn can then steal that. All right, so take for example the EXT series boss battles like Kefka, Chaotic Darkness, Vlad, any one of them. So Esther does her Omni Killer buff. Zahn steals it. Okay, he then projects it to the party. Okay, Zahn can then maintain that on himself by casting Fatal Mirror on himself as many times as he needs, and then when his projected mirror is ready, boom, he does it again. And Esther can reduce his projected mirror cooldown. If you have Melissa on the party, she can reduce it even further. And you basically have full uptime between Esther and Zahn. You have full uptime on a 300% Omni Killer. That is insane. Plus, she has full uptime on her 200% all element amp for the party. Like, basically all you need is Esther, Zahn, maybe Wilhelm, right? And you're just going to be nuking content. She has imperil fields for all elements. All right, 20% imperil fields to all elements, 40% to lightning and earth. She has amp fields for all elements, 40% amp fields for all elements with a 70% amp to lightning and earth. She does an 85% full break. That's kind of like whatever, but she does imperils as well. She does, I think it's 150 to all elements, but 200 imperil to lightning, and that's on a cooldown with full uptime. It's like this girl is so broken. I love it. Esther has always come into the game and just like broken the game. Every time she's been released, she's just broken the game. Like her initial release, she was so broken they had to fix her during maintenance before she was released, because people looked at her kit and were like, oh my God, she's gonna just wreck the game. And they actually had to go in and fix her kit before she was released. Like in the 8-hour maintenance period, they had to fix her kit because she was so broken. And then the Neovision Esther came along. She wasn't as broken, but still, like, when she came out, she annihilated everything. Like, everything for months to come. She just wrecked all content. So broken. And now, this is like the perfect bookend to the global version of FFBE, because Esther is just going to come in and break this game wide open. She should be called Game Breaker Esther, not Blade Breaker Esther. Like, Game Breaker Esther is here. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, guys. Like, this is so fantastic. I am so hyped. I cannot wait for this unit to come out after maintenance, and I'm just going to take her in, and I'm just going to wreck everything with her. I can't wait to take her into the series boss battles. Oh my god! I mean, she's going to nuke. She's going to absolutely annihilate the boss rush. Like, that's not even funny. Like, she's just going to turn one, kill everything, basically, in the boss rush. But where she's really going to see use for the majority of players is going to be against the EXT series boss battle. So Gumi is basically saying, hey, here's a unit that will allow you to complete all the content in the game, because at this point, there is no more content being released. All right, the last piece of content we're getting is Morgana. She's back. All right, they finally... We've been asking for this for how long? A new Chamber of Vengeful Trial. Well, it's not a new boss. It's Morgana, but they're giving her a new. I guess they're just re-upping her. So, sort of like the EXT versions of the series boss battles, we're basically getting the EXT version of Morgana, and so we can get in here. And it's the same thing where you have to clear with like different teams and whatnot. What you'll probably do is just use 2 Esthers and then rotate all the other units out to get your 50 units, so you get the rewards. Basically, they just increased the stats on the older rewards, like the Empress's Rod and the Engulfing Light and Imperial Robe, which, it's whatever. These are all basically pretty old at this point. Like, honestly, these rewards aren't really all that great. But yeah, you will get to go in. They'll do the Pro, Elite, and Legend versions again. I'm assuming they're just going to basically keep the AI the same, and they've just increased the stats on her, similar to like what they did with the EXT battle, the EXT series boss battles. Like, the AIs did not change in the series boss battles. They just increased. They turned up the stats to 11. So that's what I'm guessing they're going to do here with Morgana, which means she will be probably pretty difficult, but with Esther, I think she's going to be pretty easy. And I mentioned the killers on Esther's STMR as being important because I have a feeling that Morgana in her previous version was Demon, Human, and Fairy. And so I think what they're probably going to do is just tack on Reaper and make her a quad race boss here. So she's probably going to be Demon, Human, Fairy, Reaper. And so having Esther on your party obviously is going to be a huge leg up, and everyone will have her, so that'll be fantastic. Now, my hope is that she will be somewhat challenging. Like, I hope she's not just going to be like an easy knockout, but with the way they've tuned Esther, they would have to super overtune Morgana to make it not be like a very easy clear. I'll be interested to see how it goes. But that's pretty much it. They are giving us another part of the story. They may try to finish the story before the game ends. I hope they do. I really hope they do. I really hope they finish the story before the game is over. But yeah, we are at least getting this new chapter here. And you may be wondering, well, why do you think the game is ending? And, well, there are a couple of things. First of all, they are going to be extending the event and claim period for the land swarming with Omega Spawn. This is the current grind event that's going on, and they are extending it to the 30th of October. The event period and the claim period both end at midnight on October 30th. I mean, if that doesn't tell you when this game is going to end, I don't know what does. That should be a pretty clear sign that this game will shut down, or that the service for this game will end on the 30th of October. All right, and yeah, we can expect the announcement for the end of service. I believe next week is when we're supposed to be hearing about that. But yeah, I'm not a doomsayer. I'm not someone that's always like, oh my gosh, EOS this and that. But I mean, it's happening, guys. Let's just face it. Let's accept it. Let's move on. We have until Halloween this year to enjoy this game. Okay, and what they're also doing is they're expanding the individual rewards, the EP points, to 900,000 points. So we've already, most of us have probably already done our 400,000 grind. Well, let's do 500,000 more. All right, you're going to need it because I think some of the Crest Pass rewards to get those last 100 shards for Esther are going to be tied to this 900,000 points. So if you want my advice, go ahead and start grinding that event now and get yourself up to 900,000 before maintenance. And then, after maintenance, when you boot up the game, all you have to do is one run. All right, you just do one run of the Omega spawn, and it should click all the rewards for you, and you should have your EX2 Esther ready to go. This is assuming you've also done the boss rush already, because I believe the Crest Pass rewards will also be tied to the boss rush. I could be wrong. But assuming you've done the boss rush, you should have an EX2 Esther right away if you go ahead and pre-grind those 900,000 points. We do get the Bunny Battle Cloak, which looks pretty awesome. It looks like it gives Esther some nice flat stats and some more killers, LB damage. You may still want to go with like Clash gear, but if you don't have Clash gear, this is fantastic. I love that they're just giving this out because not everybody has Clash of Wills gear, and they're not doing any more Clash of Wills, so not everyone's going to have that stuff. So this is a great outfit for Esther. Awesome. Now, another sort of big clue that that the game is ending is, well, here's the Blade Breaker Esther Fragment bundle, by the way. I'm not sure how much this is going to cost. If they're charging $50 for it, forget it. No, do not spend that kind of money. Because this game is ending, folks. It is. This is it. Like, this is the last unit that we're getting. This is the last content that we're getting. Don't spend exorbitant amounts of money trying to get your Esther to EX3. Now, if the bundle is only like $6, heck yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm all over it. Like I said, if the Crest Pass is the normal like $11 or $12, and this is the normal $6 or $7 or whatever it is, I'm all in. I'm all in. EX3 day one, baby. But if it's $50 for this bundle, they can kiss my ass. But this is the bundle that should be a huge clue right here. All right, solemn celebration. Okay. Why is it a solemn celebration? Solemn is a very sad thing, It's like, oh, man. Yeah, I mean, it's like, this is great, but it's also kind of sad, right? It's like, it's bittersweet. That's because the game is ending. This bundle is only available starting Thursday after maintenance to the start of maintenance on the 28th. That is because after maintenance on the 29th, they are going to be putting out the announcement that the game is going to reach end of service on October 31st. You can take that to the bank. There is no denying it. It is happening. And this should be a major clue, along with all the other events and all the other claim periods ending on October 30th at midnight. That should be a huge clue to everybody that, the game just has, what is that now? 2 months? Yeah, 2 months left. Wow, my gosh. Just thinking about that. Yeah, 2 months before this game is God, it's just kind of hitting me. That's incredible. Ah, man, what a way to go out. What a way to go out. There is a step-up banner that has this vision card on it. And this vision card's quite nice. I've got Lapis. Since we're getting Esther for free, I've got all this Lapis saved up. I am going to go for this Celebration Kupo card. And here's Esther, the details on Esther's card. It's a nice card. It's not bad. I love that it's a souvenir for Sylvie. I love that. But yeah, it's got some nice stats on it. It's got great killers on it. It is only 150 base stats, but it's to all stats. That's something. The Celebration Kupo is nice. It's 170 attack and mag. It's got 50% Omni killers. It's got equipment, defense, and spirit on it, which is interesting because there's no defense and spirit base stats. So I'm not really sure who this card is designed for. I'm almost wondering if they meant to say boost equipment, attack, and mag on this. So maybe that's a mistake. I'm not sure, because then it has attack and mag passives on it. I'm kind of thinking that might be a mistake, but I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see after maintenance. But anyways, you get that card from this banner, and this is This is the last, pretty much the last banner, and they're just giving away, or they're putting the rate up on, some of the best units. Lulu is the odd. Lulu is the troll here. They had to include a troll. I don't know. I don't understand why they didn't just put Wilhelm on this freaking banner. Is Wilhelm's banner still up? No, like Wilhelm's banner. They should have just taken out Lulu, put Wilhelm in there, because that's who people want. But you got Fundamental Force, you got Zahn, you got Lulu, and you got Eithne. Obviously, the only ones you want are Fundamental Force, Zahn, or Eithne. Personally, my Zahn is going to hit EX3 after the Shard Dungeon, like on maintenance day, of course. But and my Fundamental Force is already EX3, but I wouldn't mind another copy of Eithne. But it is limited to 1 per player. It looks like it's the standard like 27,000. Let's, if I can do my math real quick, let's see, 14, 18, 22. Only 25,000 to do a full step on this thing. So 25,000 Lapis. We're getting 10,000 from the Vision World rewards, so there's that. So hopefully you can do a few steps on this and maybe get a few of these units if you are missing them. I plan on doing the whole step up, because why not? I've got the Lapis and there's nothing else to spend it on. So I'll be doing that, and I'll of course record those polls for you guys and let you know how they go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm super excited. And this is just the usual August Crest rewards. So let's actually check on that real quick. Just to make sure we know what our missions are for getting Esther to EX2. Because I'm pretty sure they follow the same ones. So these coming soon, I believe this is going to be for the extra points on the Omega Spawn event. It could be for defeating what's her name though? Morgana. All right, these 3 missions might come from defeating like the 3 different levels of Morgana. So I'm not really sure if that's the case. That might actually make it a bit trickier to get your Esther to EX2 if Morgana is going to be particularly difficult. But you see, we've got the 5,000 points in the Omega Spawn event, 60,000, 100,000, 150,000. So that's all for that. But then, yeah, you got to do the INT, Advanced, and Pro versions. Oh, and the Elite. So all 4 of the Purgatory Rush ones. So assuming that they all fall in line with those, then that should be what you need to do to get your Esther. They may be different, though. I can't remember if they follow different rules on the free unit ones. But like I said, go ahead and pre-grind your Omega Spawn, okay? I'm going to start pre-grinding this today, try and get up to 900,000 before maintenance. So that will, that way I can hopefully get my Esther EX2 on day 1. I was going to try an Esther tank clear on the boss rush, but then the news came out that we're getting a new Esther. I still might do it because I did actually figure it out. So I do actually have an Esther tank clear team for the boss rush. Let me pull up that team. Here it is. So it's because I haven't used Rain in a clear yet, but here's the team that I was working on with Esther tanking the fight, and she makes it just fine, no deaths, so it's an all missions clear. I still might do it today and try and get that out to you guys later on today. If I do, definitely be on the lookout for that. But otherwise, let's get hyped, guys. We got Esther coming, all right? This game, the game is on its way out. Let's go out with a bang. Let's take Esther out there and let's just crush everything and let's just have some fun, all right? I love you guys. This game has been an amazing game for the last 8 years. I have loved spending time with you guys, doing content for the last however long it's been, 4 years since I've been doing content for this game, and it has just been a blast, and I've loved every minute of it. And I love everyone in my Discord that has been hanging out with me, everyone from the forums back in the day. It really feels like this is the swan song for FFBE Global version, but honestly, there's no better way than to go out with Best Bunny Girl. So thank you guys so much for following me. It has been a pleasure, and I will see you on the other side.